Hello everyone, welcome to Legal Darshan. So far we have talked about major legal systems in the world, the origination of law and the Indian legal system. As discussed in the previous video, Indian legal system will be covering all the aspects of how judiciary works in India, how a legal system works in India, and therefore the topics will be continued as on. In our last video, we talked about various sources from which Indian legal system is formed. A major part of British law forms Indian legal system, and the very first principle of British law that is embedded in Indian legal system is rule of law. So in this video we are going to talk about rule of law in two manner. First we will be discussing the Dicey's concept. Wherever we study rule of law, Dicey's concept is a topic we all cover, and another topic we will be covering is Indian legal system applies rule of India in what way. What is the applicability of rule of law in India? We will be discussing this in the video. So let's begin with the rule of law. Rule of law is derived from la principale de legalite. It is a French phrase which means government is based on the principles of law and not of the men. However superior a man is, the principle of government will always be based on the principle of law. So this principle was given by Chief Justice Sir Edward Coke, and he originated this principle with an objective to expel the arbitrary and unlawful authority of the king, the government, and he wanted to accomplish the supremacy of law and prove that kings will always be under God and law. He did this to avoid the tyranny that was created by monarch and kings at that time. So Dicey's concept is something we talked about in rule of law. So in Dicey's concept, he gave three meanings to rule of law. He divided rule of law in three parts. In his book The Law of Constitution, he divided them as number 1 the supremacy of law, number 2 the equality before law, and number 3 the predominance of legal spirits. Combine all the 3 points, give the rule of law according to Dicey's concept. So supremacy of law, it means the absolute dominance, as the phrase itself suggests, the absolute dominance of regular law in opposed to the arbitrary power or wide discretionary power of the king. It excludes, the concept of Dicey excludes the existence of arbitrariness. Where there are discretionary powers aligned with government, the risk of insecurity of legal function will also be aligned. Therefore, it suggests that government cannot simply act in a way that pleases them. They have to work in accordance with the law, and supremacy of law should always be maintained. Another thing, the second thing Dicey has talked about is equality before law. Dicey has criticized the concept of droit administrative. It is a French concept in which the negation of equality is held and people have been discriminated on the basis of various things. Therefore, Dicey says that no matter how high you are, no matter how low you are, you will always be same in the eye of law, and law will always be above you. Dicey says there should be equal subjection of all the classes to the ordinary law, and there should be no discrimination held, and law should equally treat the citizens and the officials. Third thing Dicey has talked about is predominance of legal spirits. So right and freedom are in discretion to judicial decision. Dicey emphasizes the role of court as the guarantors of liberty and suggests that right, freedom, and obligation must be adequately enforced if they are enforceable through the court of law, then by mere declaration of those rights or remedies in a document. Hence, he has given an upper hand to courts, to judiciary services in his theory. However, Dicey's theory has been criticized on various grounds. Let's quickly look out the grounds on which Dicey received criticism. So, first, he ignored the privilege and immunity enjoyed by the crown under the cover of constitutional maxim that king can do no wrong. So, there is a constitutional maxim saying king can do no wrong, but according to Dicey's concept, it is clearly shown that he doesn't want the power of king to be adopted, the decisions of king to be followed as per tyranny or as per arbitrary power. He also challenged the statutes, the references which confers that executive cannot be challenged in ordinary courts. He ignored the growth of international tribunals, but later he recognized the emergence of administrative law in nearly after 1885. Dicey has always supported individual liberty, but saying that king having discretionary power or king having power is wrong. He has always been a supporter of individual liberty. If giving discretionary power to king or sovereign is against rule of law as per Dicey, then there would also be a contradiction that rule of law cannot be validated. Even the power of a Supreme Court judge will then oppose the scheme of rule of law according to concept proposed by Dicey. Also, Dicey misunderstood droit administratif, the French concept, in his theory, but later he recognized those tribunals and administrative law through his theory. So this was all about Dicey's concept. Let's move to our next subtopic, the rule of law in India. So, rule of law, the basic structure doctrine of our Indian constitution from the very beginning has contained the principle of supremacy of law. It didn't come from the British existence, but also from the principles of our own Indian civilization. In ancient times, the rule of dharma prevailed in the form of Niti Shastras and Dharma Shastras. Law is the king of king. It has been stated by Upanishads in our country. So, even in the Mughal Empire, Mughal dynasty, the supremacy of law was recognized. However, with the establishment of Supreme Court in 1774 through Britishers, through East India Company, the layers of judiciary and executive were separated. So, Dharma, Niti Shastra, Arth Shastra have also stated the following principles. No decision will be taken only on hearing one side. No bias, interest, or cause should be there. The hearing must be done in public view in open. No prejudice should be there towards any party. Judgment must be pronounced and should be properly justified. Therefore, the ancient civilization has also followed the principle of supremacy of law in India. Therefore, when we look at the basic structure doctrine of our constitution, it has embedded the rule of law in India and has taken several measures to make sure that rule of law prevails abundantly in India. The ideals and objectives that are in our preamble speaks of justice, liberty, fraternity, equality, dignity, socialism, secularism of all the individuals. It and to give positive obligations to all these just principles, all these ideals. We have in our constitution the fundamental rights for citizen, the fundamental duties that citizens should abide to, and DPSP, the directive principle of state policy, which all the states has to perform in order to ensure the ideals and objectives for all the individuals. Now there are several case laws which has supported that no matter how whatever the rule is formed, it cannot go against the basic document of land, that is our Indian constitution. So Indian constitution is the law of land, and nothing in the country can prevail in contradiction to the basic structure doctrine of our Indian constitution. So here are 5-6 case laws that shows how Indian Constitution is the law of land. The cases are Keshwanand Bharti, Menka Gandhi versus State of Keshwanand Bharti versus State of Kerala, Menka Gandhi versus Union of India, ADM Jabalpur Shukla case, which is also known as habeas corpus case, Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan, Ray Anuradhati Roy, and the list goes on and on, which shows that nothing, no provision that government makes can go against the constitution, the ideas embedded in constitution, and obviously against the supremacy and the rule of law. So this was it for our today's lecture. I hope you really liked the video. Feel free to put your suggestions, comments, criticism, appreciation in the comment box below. Also, I would like to add one question, that whether rule of law is a myth in India or not. Please share your answers, and for any other information you can contact us at legaldarshana@gmail.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe.